So I'll give some of the key insights of what happens in the Turks Vision Datasets laboratory. So in the laboratory, in the laboratory Jupyter Notebook, it teaches how to use Turk Vision datasets properly in PyTorch, specifically from loading datasets, understanding dataset structure, applying transformations, inspecting images and labels, preparing data for training. Think of this as a laboratory is how do I go from raw data sets to ready to train PyTorch data pipeline. So first we import the libraries, import torques, import the data sets from TorqueVision, import transforms from TorqueVisions, import matplotlib as PLT. So what each does, so Torch is core PyTorch. Dataset is ready-made datasets like MST, Cypher, SVHN, etc. Transforms, preprocessing tools, this is very important. Matplotlib to visualize images. So we use a Matplotlib to visualize images. So next is loading a dataset. So to load the datasets, we use the datasets followed by the dataset name. So predefined dataset, which is SVHN. So we have here is in its parameter is root. So root is where the dataset is stored locally, and download equal to true is if dataset is not found, download it automatically. Next is split keyword. Here in the parameter. Some datasets like SVHN use contains of train, test, instead of boolean value like true or false. So important insight here is some of the data use train true or false, and others use split is equal train, test, etc. because it depends how all the datasets is designed. Next is transform. This one is critical. This defines how raw data is converted into tensors usable by a model. Next is transformations or preprocessing. Transforms that compose um, transforms inside of the parameters we convert it to tensor. Transform that to tensor, transform that normalize into the mean and standard deviation of 0.5. So we could have uh, centered data um, could have a negative and positive, so we could avoid the mathematical bias only towards for the positive. So they are symmetric. So what does two tensor means? Two tensor it converts images from pillow or image from 0 to 255 to tensor to 0 to 1. So we normalize the standard deviation. So the formula is for every features values or pixels is x minus mean divided by standard deviation. So if we set the mean to 0.5 like I just said and standard deviation to 0.5, the range becomes from first we put it in tensor, right? The range is initially from 0 to 1, and using this mean 0.5 and standard deviation, when we normalize them, each of the features values or the pixel values, it will range from -1 to 1. So when we normalize, neural network learns faster when inputs are centered around 0. So helps gradients behave better, improves convergence. Next is understanding dataset output. When you do datasets at in index 0, you get the image tensor with uh, a shape of channel, height and width, label and class index. So shape of the image, we have the channels, height, width. So the channels here is, for example, is 3 if our colors is RGB, and one channel if it's grayscale. Next, to visualize image. How do we could visualize the image? We use the plot library, right? So we said is a PLT that show image that permute 1, comma 1, comma 2, and comma 0. Why? PyTorch uses channel height and width, but Matplotlib expects height, width, channel. So we rearrange dimensions. Next is labels and classes. Datasets usually include dataset.classes or mapping like class names equivalent dataset.classes. Labels are numbers like from 0 to 1 to so on and so forth. Unit mapping like a human readable names. Next is dataset length. So the length of the datasets is gives us the number of samples. Next is iterating through datasets. So using the for loop, getting image and label in the dataset. But we usually don't do this directly. But next is data loader. Later in the laboratory notebook, we'll see we import the data loader from TurfView to the data. So the data loader parameters is having a dataset, having a batch size, and shuffle it. So instead of loading one image at a time, we load into batches like 32 images. So key parameters here is batch size. How many samples per batch? We shuffle it randomized data order, better for training. Next is fake data or on-the-fly dataset, which means we could get it immediately whenever we wanted it. So fake data generates random images on the fly. So what's on the fly means? It does not store images. Instead, it generates them when requested. Whenever we requested it, it will generate. So what is useful? Testing for pipelines, debugging models, not it for real data set. So the full flow here is from the dataset, raw data, images plus labels. Step 2 is to transform it. We convert it plus we normalize. Step 3 is data loader, batch plus shuffle. Step 4, model input is ready for training. So common mistakes here is forgetting normalization. It will lead to slow training. Wrong image shape. It will have model errors, especially some of the model errors. For example, we will have matrix multiplication. If the tensor doesn't match the shape, it will lead error. Confusing split constraint. So this is a loading error. So split because datasets is different from each other. Some of them we could just specify the boolean value like true or false, but some of the datasets has many data inside of it, like SVHN. So we could have split it into the data, training, um, training, and testing. Like usually we set it from we get the data from 80% for training, and we leave the remaining 20% of it for the testing. So in the validation and in instantation, we could validate it from the unseen data. So to summarize, in the laboratory for Turfvision, the data sets that we do is what we did is we load any Turfvision data sets. Why transforms are essentials, how normalization works from 0, 1 to -1 to 1, how images are structured in PyTorch, how to prepare batches using data loader, what on-the-fly data means.